Hello, Theodore Shoebat here, giving you guys another message that you will not hear at church. I guarantee that. We're here coming to you live from the land of España, in the land of Murcia, right here on the southern area of Spain. And it's really interesting, as I'm in this area, I think about the fact that we are actually in the southern area, which the southern area of Spain is where pretty much all of the conquistadors came. I can't think of any conquistador who did not come from the southern area of Spain. And Spain, as I said in one of my other videos, originally was a Christian nation. Now it's plunged itself into heathenism. But nonetheless, the land itself is holy. Israel is not the only holy land, as many people think. There are many holy lands. And what makes a land holy is that it is consecrated by the blood of prophets, and it is consecrated also by the blood of martyrs. And in Spain, there are many, many martyrs. We have the martyrs of Cordova. Now, there are two types of martyrs. There are two really eras for martyrdom in Cordova. You have the earlier era of martyrdom in Cordova, I believe around the 3rd or 4th century, in which you had hundreds of Christians that were butchered in the most horrific ways in Spain. You had people cut to pieces, beheaded. You had them skinned alive. Horrific ways of killing. This was done by the pagan emperors a little bit before the time of Constantine. And there was a Spanish poet by the name of Prudentios who lived in Spain, who went to the monastery, who went to the church where they put the bones of the martyrs. And so, by that, Spain is most definitely consecrated by the blood of martyrs. Then you have another era. You have the martyrs of Cordova, who were killed by the Muslims. A few days ago, I got into a little debate with some people, some Spanish people, and they told me that the mosque in Cordova, the great cathedral in Cordova, actually, originally was a mosque. It was originally built by Muslims, initially built by Muslims. And I corrected them and I said, no, the cathedral of Cordova was never initially a mosque. Originally was built as a church by Christians. They said, oh, no, it was built as a mosque. I said, look it up. They looked it up and they found that I was correct. It originally was built by Christians. When the Muslims invaded, they took the mosque of Cordova and they made it into a mosque. Not only did they make it into a mosque, they slaughtered a tremendous amount of Christians, and then they took the bones of the Christians that they killed and they put them in the foundation of the mosque. So then in the Reconquista, once Isabella and Fernando retook the last Muslim bastion in the southern part of Spain, in Andalusia, in Granada, in the late 1400s, they retook the mosque and they made it back to a cathedral. But by these two stories alone, Spain is consecrated by the blood of the martyrs, and therefore by these two stories alone, Spain is constituted as a holy land. And so it is incumbent upon a holy land to not only exist as a holy land, but to as well expand itself, expand the light of the Holy Trinity throughout the nations. And that is exactly what Spain did. That is exactly what King Charles did. Exactly what King Felipe II did. Exactly what Isabella and Fernando did. They worked very hard in spreading the light of Christianity around the world. And all of the conquistadors come from southern Spain. We are right now in the southern part of Spain. Not necessarily the exact areas where these conquistadors came, but nonetheless we are in the south. And it is on this southern area where the conquistadors left to bring Christianity to the Canary Islands, to North and South America, to destroy the bastions of paganism, and to establish the light of Christianity. Jesus Christ said to let your light shine in the world so that men may worship your Father who is in heaven. And Spain, as a nation of humanity, as a nation of an icon of God, established itself, really glimmered the candle of Christianity, established itself as a light to the world. And therefore, by bringing a light to the world, they destroyed paganism, they destroyed the idols of paganism, and they established Christendom, and they became really the flower of Christendom. And when you really study the history of Spain, you really begin to appreciate this. But the problem is that so many people in Spain, they don't know their own history, they don't give a crap about their own history, they're on the beaches, fornicating, acting like whores, acting like feminists, and they forget their own history, and that is going to be their downfall. Because as you see here, here's the ocean. We are literally a boat ride away from ISIS. Literally a boat ride away from ISIS. This is the closest to the Middle East I'm ever going to get. We're literally a boat ride away from ISIS. And they want to come into this area, and they want to destroy what's left of Christianity in this country. Turkey, which isn't too far away from us either, wants to invade this land. And they're going to try to invade this land. And that is when people are finally going to awaken and realize that their ways, all this nonsense about feminism and secularism and all that crap, it's not going to fly well. All that BS is going to get thrown out the window. Because when the you-know-what hits the fan, people look upstairs. They find hope in God. And that is the only way they're going to really cultivate the spirit of militancy. They're going to cultivate the spirit of Christendom. They're going to cultivate the spirit of the faith. And all the bullshit, the BS, the women's rights, the feminists, all that garbage, it's useless. At the end of the day, what more do you need but God? At the end of the day, what more do you need but the faith? We're going to have to be willing to fight, to die, and to kill for the Christian faith. If you don't have that will, then you're going to soon realize that you're going to need it. This is Theodore Shoebat. Hope you guys have enjoyed this message. Hope you guys have learned something from this message. You just heard some theology. God bless and God be with us.